everybody, welcome to the Comic Game Movie Show. My name is Deshaun, and today I am here to... that gas came out of nowhere, almost took me out. Today I am here to talk to you guys about something that's kind of been out there, but just to get this out of the way, no, Galactus was not in the Eternals trailer. There are a lot of people confused. The other day, I guess yesterday, Galactus was trending, and it was like, Galactus isn't in this trailer. None of those Celestials are Galactus. One of them, I forget all their names. Somebody probably knows all their names by heart, but I do not remember the Celestials' names by heart, though they all have designations like the Judge and the Searcher, and like they all have little designations, but no, the giant red Celestial was not Galactus, nor was the green one in space creating universes. And furthermore, the Celestials themselves are one of the cooler aspects of Jack Kirby back in the day, coming up with these things. And I mentioned it in the trailer review, but I just want to kind of get into it even a little bit more, just how cool the concept is and how cool it's going to be in this movie. Now, some people are upset about the designs, but like clearly they had to translate them better. And some people some other people are upset because people are confused, but no one knows who the fucking Celestials are, so of course some people are confused. I've already seen some people bitching about the design of the Celestials. I've seen some people bitching about the designs of the Deviants, which honestly, the Deviants have had a bunch of different designs. Sometimes they just look like deformed people, other times, like in the Neil Gaiman run, like they look like they were just monstrous, horrible, nightmare-looking things. And I think they found a nice little median with them just being unhuman. Like generally speaking, like they're just humanoid-ish, but they're not quite human. But I digress. Getting into the Celestials bit. Now, the MCU versions of the Celestials seems to be a little bit more of a combination of the builders, because in the Marvel comics there are the Celestials, and they have made a bunch of things. They are extremely powerful and whatnot, but there are people, they're the people who built them, who are the actual ones who built the universe and everything. But in the MCU, it seems like they're going more with the idea that the Celestials have essentially went around creating... I mean, there is a sequence, and it was an epic sequence, and it's the one scene in the trailer that sticks in my mind of this celestial being in the vacuum of space just doing this, and literally you can see the makings of a fucking galaxy in the palm of its hand. It's just making it. And it's just like, is this what they do? They just go around just... You know, like I get this gut feeling that the MCU is gonna go like weird fucking like fourth wall / third eye and be like, yeah, the difference between our world, our real world here, and the MCU is that the Celestials don't exist. And like the idea that they're gonna put out there is the reason that we haven't found alien life now in reality. The reason why there aren't superheroes and whatnot is because the Celestials don't exist in our world. Hence why we just have Earth. Hence why we haven't ran into any aliens or had an alien invasion yet. Or at least not one that we know of. I mean, granted, there's always the theory and the idea. And honestly, the more likely version of an alien invasion that would happen, which would be a really subtle one that we don't even know it's happening, and we don't even know until it's too late, until it's like, oh shit, they're deep ingrained into the fucking foundations of who we are, and if we got rid of them, we would no longer be who we are, so fuck, what do we do? I went on a little tangent there, but now you know how I think about alien invasions. I digress. The Celestials have created all this stuff, and this is going to be so cool to see this, because this is going to be some big brain stuff. We will learn now. Granted, is this a bit like it's even small? Like it seems massive, but when you think about it, it's actually even smaller compared to Loki when we're talking about time and reality itself. Because I mean, theoretically, the one above all in Loki, he wasn't creating these realities; he was guiding it. It's like making a dam or something. He was like making dams to get the water to he was like making dams and shit to get the water to flow the direction he wanted the water to flow. But he wasn't making it. He can't do that. He can't make it. He's not that powerful. In fact, he's just a dude. Whereas the Celestials, now there might be many timelines with many different Celestials, as there is in the comics, but, you know, they can make stuff in the universe. Not to mention, there is the question that you have to ask as well. How powerful are the Celestials? That, in the MCU, which, to be fair, they are about that powerful in the regular Marvel comic continuity as well, that they're not really, I don't believe the Celestials are really affected by the Infinity Gauntlet. If I remember, in the Infinity Gauntlet comic, it's been a while since I read it, should go back and read it though, but in that comic, the Celestial, like when Thanos fights all the Celestials and stuff, he doesn't kill them. I can't remember if he doesn't kill them because he can't kill them or if he doesn't kill them just cause. But I know he puts Galactus and the Celestials and all these powerful beings in like this little containment pod thing and this little shackles thing where they're all unconscious but they're not destroyed. Kind of hinting that he cannot destroy them with the Infinity Gauntlet, which got me thinking, thought I heard something, that in the MCU, the Celestials cannot be harmed by the Infinity Gauntlet. They cannot be harmed by the Infinity Gauntlet, and that they can protect the Eternals from the the effects of the Infinity Gauntlet. Which means that Thanos using the stones, using the Infinity Gauntlet, while it was a big deal for us and all the other alien and life and, well, plants, dogs, cats, all life, some people forget that. The Infinity Gauntlet didn't just snap people and, like, it snapped half of life. So dogs, plants, birds, just everything, man. If it was living, it was gone. Now, while that might have been a big deal to us, I think it's worth noting that that might not have been a big deal to the Celestials. Because if you think about it, it was almost like because the Celestials seem like they just create life and let it go. And go, okay, let's see what happens. And they observe and see the different outcomes. And if they deem that a world isn't worthy or they deem that a world's too, whatever, then get rid of it. But in their minds, I can see it being a more pragmatic thing. Just like, well, this is your problem. This is a human issue. This is the racist issues. It's half of everyone, but it's your problem to deal with. We'll be back. To them, because you gotta imagine, to them, what is life? They could just make another universe. Like, why would the Celestials, and it's trying to dawn on me the other day, why would they give a fuck if half of the universe is gone? They can just make it again. It's like, we can just make it again. We live eternally. Like, what's another billion years? Well, there'll be another race right where you are. Oh, who's calling me? I will answer this at a later date. That was Seth calling me. But anyways, I'm going to finish this video before I freaking call him back. But anyways, yeah, it just dawned on me, why would they give a fuck? Why would they care? Because they're so big and they're so powerful and they live eternally, like the Eternals, and they can create universes and they created life to begin with. So the idea that they basically put the Eternals, and I'm starting to get the feeling, because there's little images in the clip, too, in the trailer, where you see the Eternals kind of circling this table. But if you notice, they're not moving and they're not blinking. And it's not until there's little silver orb goes into Salma Hayek's chest, that that her eyes get dilated, and she her eyes because they're white, and then you see the rest of her eyes, and she moves, which makes me think that they made these Eternals particular for Earth. That the reason, because in my mind, because I'm not gonna lie, in my mind I was thinking there was one flaw in the Eternals if they're not doing because they're not doing it the way in the comics. Because in the comics, the Eternals they were here at the beginning of man. They were here at the beginning of man. I'm talking Neanderthal. A Celestial showed up, took all the Neanderthals and humans, put them in 3 different test subjects, and they created modern human, modern man, which is us. They created the Eternals and the Deviants out of the Neanderthal. That's what happened. That's very long ago. But in the movie, it seems like they're only going to be here 7,000 years ago, which I've been told 7,000 years ago is right around the time where there started actually being documented recordings of human history, because before 7,000 years ago, it wasn't anything very clear if anything was documented or not. But after that is when there started being recorded history. So they're doing something a bit different with this already. So instead of it being they experimented with humans and made that happen, it seems like the Eternals are almost the guards to stop the Deviants from diluting the test subjects that is Earth. That Earth is a testing ground. Earth is like there was this episode of Twilight Zone. I cannot remember the name of it, but I remember seeing it as a kid and being like, what the fuck? Where this kid's like, going through his day, riding his bike, doing other shit, and like he freaks out, finds out that he's actually inside of this little testing, like little, this little tray, and aliens are just kind of observing him. And I feel like that's how the Celestials feel about Earth. They created this universe. The biggest brightest spot of life that popped up was on Earth. So they're like, okay, we'll come and see. All right, things are progressing. All right, Eternals, go guide them, but do not interfere. This is a testing subject. Do not let your personal, feelings get involved. And they did that. And they're like, just let them do what they're going to do. This is all a giant experiment. Time is relative to them, is relative. So I feel like that's the idea here, is that they're just like, we don't want you to get involved unless the Deviants are involved, because the Deviants aren't supposed to be involved. The Deviants will ruin the whole entire testing process, and we won't have any conclusive evidence of whatever research we're trying to make here on on planet Earth. So make sure the Deviants don't get involved. Other than that, that's it. Take off. So that way they don't have to micromanage. They literally put the Eternals are basically the managers. And they're just like, and the Celestials just go, all right, well, make sure the Deviants don't get involved. Other than that, keep us posted. Deuces, we got other universes to create. And that's what's happening here. And I'm so excited to see it, because that's just an epic scale. And you're going to get an amazing intro with them just going around, creating universes. It's just be like, the sun. And like I said, there are some images. I'm trying to put one. I'm going to try to look for one to put in the thumbnail. But man, there are some cool images of just the scale of them. Another image that was so cool was that you see a giant celestial and you see the moon next to his head, and it's like this big. Like I said, man, the power scale in Marvel is just going up. And I doubted them. I was like, how do you get bigger than Thanos? And once you start saying, oh, the creatures who are beyond time, who created everything anyways, and the Infinity Stones don't even fucking work on them, so they're just like, what the fuck ever, we're above it. And like I said, because in the Neil Gaiman run, there was this amazing, I'm going to just say this real quickly, there was this amazing panel where Makari is talking to one of the Celestials, is talking to a Celestial. And the Celestial essentially said, for you to comprehend my logic would be like me to explain calculus to an ant. And he meant that shit. It wasn't an arrogance thing. It was a legit, you can't comprehend what we're thinking of. You just can't. You're a fucking human. And that's what I feel like they're going to get into. It's going to be some real highbrow, heady fucking sci-fi shit. I'm here for it, man. I am here for it. If you haven't noticed, I like sci-fi. I like fantasy too, but I'm a sci-fi guy. Even though I really don't love Star Trek, ironically, you'd think I would, but I don't mind Star Trek. But I'm a sci-fi guy. Really, I dig sci-fi. I dig that kind of thinking. I dig the process that you can work down with sci-fi. And I'm just excited for this, man. It's going to be the most Jack Kirby looking thing. Sure, the outfits don't look as colorful. And I do wish they would have at least, I don't mind the outfits that they got. I think they look cool. But I do wish they would have brightened the colors up a bit. Considering it's MCU, you think they would have. But you know how it works, man. They'll get awesomer costumes later on. Everybody does. Anyways, thank you guys for joining the Comic Game News Show. Please remember to like and subscribe. And I will see you on the next one. Goodbye.